My name is Lachelle Smith, and I am the host of Minority Report featuring Black-owned businesses. Minority Report is a video blog that I have on YouTube that celebrates Black-owned businesses. I interview entrepreneurs, but I also provide product and service reviews. I try to take as much guesswork out of buying Black as possible. So you can always come on my platform to, get the latest, the greatest, updates on what's going on as far as Black businesses are concerned, resources and references, but most importantly, you'll get an honest product review and, insight from entrepreneurs. They get to tell you their story, which is exactly what we're doing tonight. I have Kevon Chisolm Esq, CEO of Black WallStreeter. I had found his press release and saw that he was doing something that our community definitely needs, which is teaching others how to create investment clubs. So I am going to go ahead and turn this on over to him, and he is going to introduce you himself and tell you all about Black WallStreeter Consulting Services. Kevon, thank you for being on my platform. I really appreciate you. Go ahead and tell everybody what it is that you do, what you're about.
Thank you for having us, having me. Kamari will be down shortly. I'm originally from Newark, New Jersey, and I have my BA in economics, which is from Drew University, which is how I actually first learned about investing. I did a senior seminar called Investment Analysis, and that's how I learned about investing in the stock market, different type of securities. But it took me maybe 10 years before I actually used that information.
Okay.
But I also have a master's in African American Studies, and I'm a practicing attorney, trademark attorney.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's definitely what's up. I listen. I know I need to trademark a couple things because I have some new projects coming down the pike soon. And I talk to other entrepreneurs all the time who are also in need of your trademark services. So, I mean, clearly you're the go-to guy for everything. If we need African history, you got us. If you could trademark us, you got us. And you also can help us establish our investments clubs. That's what's up. I'm even more excited because I didn't know that you were I knew you were an attorney, but I didn't know what field you actually were practicing in. So that is definitely what's up. So for those who are not familiar with what an investment club is, can you talk like a little bit more in depth about what someone can expect when they join an investment club, or for those who just don't know what one is, period? Can you break it down for us, Esquire?
Absolutely. So I'm also the president of Umoja Investment, and I've been the president for the past 16 years. And so basically the reason why I started Black WallStreeter Consultation Services is because I wanted to share some of the benefits that our club have experienced over the past 16 years. And an investment club is basically 10 to 20 individuals that are getting together for three primary reasons. One, to increase financial literacy amongst the members. Two, to invest in the stock market. And three, have a good time, socialize. You get together once a month and you meet. And during those meetings, you have like a set schedule where it's mostly financially related, educational, trying to promote literacy throughout your club. Mm-hmm. That's the beautiful thing about an investment club is it allows you to ease into the stock market, ease in investing, and not, let's say, use all of your money. Like, for example, today, one stock that we own, Amazon, closed today at $1,843 mm-hmm. per share. And the average investor, average person might look at that and say, oh, I can't afford that. So I can't either for one share in that company. But let's say if your investment club, you have 10 members, divide that up, that's $143 per person. And you can gain ownership in Amazon.
Wow. Okay. Because that was definitely going to be my next question, you know, how many people should be in an investment club? You know, how much money do you have to bring to the table? So that, look, tell us about that. Like how much money and also how much expertise, because a lot of people don't know how to invest. So doing it in a group, you kind of don't feel alone. You know, you don't feel like you're out there trying to navigate the investing waters by yourself. It's 10 to 20 of us who, you know, might have limited knowledge or no knowledge at all. Like, what do you recommend?
Right. Excellent question. You don't have to really have any knowledge, and the beauty of it is that it's a desire to wanna build wealth, to want to improve your financial situation is first. So if you get 10, we say 10 to 15, 10 to 20 actually, because that allows you to divide up the work, because it requires each member to participate, to do research and so forth. But our club has 6. Now we have 5 because one recently passed away 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, so you can start with however, like let's say 10, and you determine how much money that you can technically stand and lose if need be. So let's say $50. But if you do $50 a month, so that would give you times 12. That would give you $6,000 by the end of the year. You're ready to invest. Some people want to start off less. Like if you do 20, you have 10 people, and you decide to do 25. That just gives you $3,000, not as much. So it all depends on the amount of people. And I've gotten that question a lot about what a request that people don't have enough friends. And I get that, because if I had an investment club with just my family, I'd probably be paying their dues. So that's why that's why we have the way we do. But we try to help connect people as well with others in their area. As we grow, we'll try to connect people. But if you have 10 to 15 people that's willing to meet once a month and contribute $50 to $100, $75 to $100, doesn't matter the information. You will gain the information as you go along. You will gain the knowledge rather as you go along. In the beginning, most people don't have it, but as you go along, each meeting, by the end of the year, you will be ready. And if you're not ready, Lachelle, you can always hire a broker to do the investment for you. I wouldn't recommend it necessarily, but you can. That's always an option.
But that's more money that you have to put out. So if you're already at 10 to 15 people and everyone only has $100, most of that money up front is going to go towards the broker.
No, they don't charge that much. They just charge a percentage. It depends on what they just charge you for each transaction, like $100. So they don't. Yeah, it's a small fee. But the ultimate goal of an investment club is to learn how to invest. So, and also at some point, like in our club, we want to be able to manage our own retirement accounts. So with this knowledge, then once I retire, I have the skills that I don't really need. Because you don't want to be retired hiring somebody to manage your money, because you don't really have money to be paying someone for that.
Right.
So yeah, that money, only a small brokers generally only charge like $125 per transaction. But again, you don't necessarily need a broker.
Gotcha.
To have you invest to purchase.
So you've been doing this for 16 years, and your club right now is what, 5 to 6 people? How long have the 5 or 6 of you been together?
We've been together for 16 years.
You've been together for 16 years, so you're definitely in this for the long haul. Yeah.
We and I'm glad. Great question. You asked us some dynamite questions. We started off with more, and we had to kick them out. Because that's how clubs work. I mean, it's a business, and you have to treat it like a business. So people weren't paying their dues, and in order for the club to function smoothly, you have to have people paying their dues. So, the other half of your question is, so some of our members are retired. My wife and I are actually the youngest member, but we have Kamari. So they're planning to use their funds, in which they are now, to support their retirement. We're going to use our investments to hopefully pay for Kamari's college education.
Got it. Okay, so everyone is coming to the table, ready and willing to participate, but all of your goals are totally different, and that's
Um,
okay.
yeah,
So then, how do you? Go ahead. Go ahead. Answer your question. Go ahead. Answer.
financial goals are totally different,
Mm-hmm.
but the club goal is common. Glad you mentioned that. You have to have a common goal, such as we plan to double our money in 5 years, because
Okay.
you can't just take out your money. So
Exactly. That
right,
was going to be my next question.
yeah.
Okay, so then when say someone either wants to leave or wants to withdraw, or you have to kick them out, how do you go about, cutting them their check?
Right, great question. Again, so an investment club, it's a registered business, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do a partnership or a LLC, depending on what direction your club goes in. And with that, you have an operating agreement or you have a partnership agreement. And you have bylaws. Those are the legal documents. And those legal documents tell you how to handle, like if a member's not paying dues,
Okay.
what you do. If a member wants to take out their money. And a lot of people confuse an investment club. I'm not sure why. I say investment clubs, they say Ponzi scheme, they say pyramid scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And it is nothing like that, because for example, if a member come to us, one of our members, and say they want to take out their money, we have to vote, right?
Right.
Oh, now if it's an unusual circumstances, then it's not a problem. But it also, and that's because it depends on the market. Like if the club is losing money and you want to take out your money, then no,
Mm-hmm.
we won't vote. You have to wait
You have to wait.
until it's a good time for the club to sell the shares to give you your money. So
Mm-hmm.
no one can just take out their money.
Okay, good. Okay, this is excellent information. I'm looking at while you're talking, I'm looking at the comments from those who are watching us live, and I'm glad that you're here because I said to someone earlier, like we can't slave and wait, just slave and wage our way into retirement or into saving for our child's college education. Like we have to. Is that the baby? That Kumari. I'm sorry. I promised myself I'm going to treat him like the educated investor that he is. I'm going to try real hard to not treat him like a baby. But I just love little boys. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Hi. He's so cute. I love it. So yeah, let's keep going. These, like I said, these are you're just giving us really dynamic information because as I was saying, we really need to consider how our options and evaluate and assess, what it is that we're trying to do with our retirement, just our financial goals and what is our strategy for creating generational wealth, like just trying to buy gold or just save or working 2 and 3 jobs. Like if you do that, by the time you are ready to retire, you're going to be too tired to enjoy retirement. So doing this as a collective, cooperative economics, we talk about that a lot. If we do it as a group, we don't feel isolated. We don't feel alone. We're not taking all the risk alone. So this is like totally awesome. So talk to me, like what is your philosophy about creating social capital? What is the way that investment clubs are able to contribute in that way?
So
like I'm saying in reference to like just our community, because I think we tend to think of our finances in a funnel, right? We just think about me and mine, and I don't got time for nobody else. Okay. I'm worried about me and my child's education. I'm thinking about how I'm going to, my parents are getting older. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to pay for them to be in a nursing home or a retirement home or, sudden death in the family or, even an illness. My story last year, my little bitty portfolio that I've been so proud of, I actually had to like clean it out, sell everything because I was in a hospital twice with pneumonia and was off work. I just had a lot of transitions last year. So being able to just dip in, even though I cleaned it out and I pretty much have to start all over again, the money was there for me to be able to do that. And I want that to, be an option for other people as well. But I want us to really start thinking about the Black community as a whole. Like how can investment clubs really make an impact on, our social economic situation? Like how can we, use these clubs to kind of leverage our status in society, period?
Yeah, I love that question. That I'm glad you asked that. So one of the reasons why I used the name Black WallStreeter is because I wanted to pay homage to Black Wall Street, homage, and because that community, that was the wealthiest community wealthiest African American community in the early 1900s, and it was destroyed in 1921. But the beauty of that, and that energy, that collectiveness that they had there, I wanted it to try to inspire other people through investment clubs. But the catch with that is that they didn't have a choice. Like they couldn't go because white businesses wouldn't service them, so they had to rely on each other. So investment clubs, there's so many different things we can do with this. For example, in Africa, in Ethiopia, they have investment clubs, and their investment clubs are used as like banks.
Okay.
So they help start other businesses. So
they're like micro lenders.
Yeah. So a club, and our chapter, the NAACP, that's something he would like to do, is use investment clubs to help start businesses, right? But that social capitalism that you mentioned is important, is that we don't like to work together. Like I have clubs that they don't have enough people that I'm trying to help start, but they don't want to get outside people. Gotcha. And I'm like, there's some good people out here that you can, just because you don't know them you don't know them, but when you start an investment club, it is like an interviewing process. So at least go through the interviewing process. But this could, the average net wealth for African Americans is $17,500. The average net wealth for white people is $170,000. So we can tap into this in working together. They talk about how African Americans, the whole spending power we have. Right. What if we use that spending power to invest in companies? And the beauty of this, Lachelle, is that we can invest in Black companies. Right. Right. Absolutely. We can, and Black public companies, not like private. We can help these companies and invest. Some investment clubs are doing that already, but we can be more proactive in uplifting. I like to use the model uplifting and forwarding our community, and we can do that through investment clubs.
Wow. Okay. I love that entire idea, the thought of being able to become micro lenders and establish other businesses and invest in them to the point where they're scaled to employ others. And then we're able to even go further and like establish our own PACs and be more involved in the political system, because you can't even really run for any type of office if you don't have the financial means to do that. So if we have our own politicians that we're funding and we're able to hold them accountable, then maybe we'll also get some sort of progress. Because I don't really think in the last 50 years we've gone any further than being able to live and go to school and eat in the same places, as white people. Like they find other ways to continue to financially marginalize us. And I really, this is the power of this conversation. I was really, I felt like I had to have this conversation just to let other people know that, we have options and we need to consider what those other options are. But when it does come to investing, there is the risk. So there is financial risk that the business that you're investing in doesn't give you a return on your investment. But then there's also risk about the other individuals that you have in the club. So I think we just have to develop some sort of screening process or I don't know, like you're the expert, like what do you recommend so that we can get over the hurdle of trust amongst each other? How do we, what's your philosophy, your thoughts or your theories on how do we do that so that we can get more clubs or even the clubs that are already established so that we can grow them?
Yeah, that's a good so my wife was at a Christmas toy drive in December, and she met this woman that we had an event coming up, an investment club seminar. She was handing out flyers, and this woman was like, no, I'm against the stock market. I don't believe in none of that. And I wish I was there, because I was like, our lawyer in me was there ready, because my wife is not that tight. And see, that type of thinking hurts us, because if this woman is retired, or if she's ever worked, have a pension, a 401k, she's participated in the stock market.
Right.
So
exactly.
it's like we participate, right? So there's risk, but the risk, the profit, the potential outweighs the risk. Yeah, we lost money. Let me tell you, and when President Trump came in office last January, let me tell you.
You're not alone. It's okay.
Let me tell
like,
you, but
the head drop said it all. It's okay.
I mean, like every time he would say something, right, we would lose a day at the end of the day. We'd lose 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I mean, it was just mind-boggling, right? But at the end of the day, in 6 months of investing, we gained $10,000.
Okay.
Now that is unheard of. So, I mean, for us, a small club. Now imagine we're a small club. Imagine there's some clubs that have. Let's say I didn't say this. Clubs has been around since 1940, by the way.
Okay.
You know, but it's like you said, and that's what I'm trying to do. Like, go to different communities and let people know. Like last time we spoke, Kamari and I spoke 2 weeks ago for the NAACP. There were people there that didn't know what the IPO was, initial public offering. So we trying to educate, but some of us gotta just let that negativity go.
Right.
I mean, and just strive to make and work with each other, because, and Malcolm X said it best. Malcolm X said, "There's no better than adversity." And I'm paraphrasing him now, to recreate, to do something different. And if this president is not adverse enough for us as African Americans to begin to view things differently, I don't know what else more we have, man. This to me.
It's hard out here, and we know that there's a collective of a few individuals who, are profiting, but we can be a part of that few if we work together. And that's everything that Black WallStreeter Consultation Services is bringing to the table. For those who do not know how to establish their own investment clubs, who don't know how to create the bylaws, don't know how to schedule the meetings, don't forget not knowing how to do an investment club, just don't know how to invest at all. That's the value that Kevon Chisolm is bringing to the table. Now, I see the baby over there. I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to try hard to treat him like the little junior Wall Streeter expert that he is. But the mama in me, it's going to be difficult. Hi, Kamari. Hi, baby. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, it's so cute. I'm going to hold it together. I just love little babies. But the fact that you have brought your son into doing the presentations and you've taught him about investing. Kamari, I want to hear from you. What's it like to learn about investing from your dad?
Well, it's pretty cool because I remember last summer I wanted a Lamborghini, and so I asked him if
time out. Flag on the play. Hold up. What was you going to do with a Lamborghini, honey? What was you going to do? Did your feet touch the pedals?
No, but
no, okay.
I would get it when I was like old enough, like 18 or like 19.
Oh, okay.
It'll look cool when I drive around.
Hashtag goals, boo. That's okay. You want to get it now, drive it later. I'm not mad at you. Keep going. What was you going to do to get the Lamborghini, honey? Go ahead. Tell me this story,
and
baby.
So I asked my dad if he can get it when I was old enough to drive or like sometime later. And so I asked him, and he said he wouldn't get it for me, but he would show me how to invest in the stock market. So maybe when it comes like around the age I can drive, I can purchase it myself. And so then after that, that's when I really started getting in the stock market, and I started doing research, and I looked at like Nike, Under Armour, Dick's, Walmart, Amazon.
Okay.
But then after doing some more research and showing like how my dad gave me money to start out with and how like my budget was, I figured out that I can get certain companies. So I got Zoomies and Kroger's as a stock, and I got a Charles Schwab ETF.
Go.
Now, the reason I got Zoomies and Kroger's is because I was looking at Nike, Under Armour, and Dick's. But since I just started, I couldn't afford it. So I was since I stayed in my price range, and I didn't want to spend all my money into like this one stock, I decided to get a cheaper stock so I can buy more shares in it.
Look this way.
So I got Zoomies, and then after that, I got Kroger's, and Kroger's, I was gonna get Walmart, but Walmart was too expensive.
Okay.
But Kroger's had a chance for me to have more capital gains. And then I got Charles Schwab.
I'm sorry, but I mean, he knows his stuff. He knows how to buy within his budget. He's not buying more than he can afford. He's buying things that he uses. These are all the things that you learned and then like investing 101. And it just like warms my heart that at 11, like you doing it and you got your goal. Baby said, I'm getting some Kroger so I can get me a Lamborghini later. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. This is just too much for me.
Then I got Charles Schwab ETF because I was looking at Amazon, but Amazon was way too expensive. At the time, it was over $2,000 per share. So, of course, I couldn't afford it. But this Charles Schwab ETF owns shares in Amazon, Google, and Facebook, 3 big companies.
Come on now. Preach, baby. Come on with it, because you teaching. It's somebody out here that does not know what you know, and right now you are the expert. The floor is yours. Tell them how to do it, son. Go ahead. I'm listening, baby.
So first you buy your stocks, and then like you gotta make sure that you like when to know to buy more. Like if the stock is like doing really bad, you should do some research, and that might indicate you to like have to buy more, because when it gets really high, you can't afford more or it costs too much. So when it gets low and you buy more, then when it gets really high, your profit will be higher than if you have the same number of shares.
Oh my God. Okay. Go ahead, son. Go ahead. I'm listening.
You can track your stocks with Stock Tracker by WallStreeter to make sure that you know like when you should buy and when you should sell, so you know like what to do with it.
Listen, like I said, you right now, you done broke it down. There's a whole lot of people who don't even have the little bit of knowledge that you have. And if your dad isn't proud of you, your mom's not proud of you, I'm proud. I know that they are, but just Auntie Shell is proud. Like you're like my little baby now. Auntie Shell is proud of you. I love your energy. I love that you listen to your father and you've taken his advice. And how close are you to getting your Lamborghini, sweetheart?
Well, since the stock market it's been kind of up and down. I made a little progress, but I'm not there yet. But maybe if I buy some more shares and maybe invest in a few more companies, I'll be able to get it.
You got goals. You getting a Lamborghini, but mommy and daddy said they putting you through college. At this rate, I think you might. At this rate, babe, I think you might just be able to go ahead and put yourself through college and get your own Lamborghini. Mommy and daddy can go on vacation, and they're going to take Aunt Shell with them. Okay,
yeah.
we all getting flued out. Everybody, we all getting flued out. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. What would you say to someone else who is your age, and right now they're either like delivering newspapers, or they're just getting allowance for like taking out the trash, or they get money when they get good grades? What advice would you give to those kids? Like get them on your level.
Well, first I would set goals, and like when you have to have enough money to start investing in the stock market. So you can't it might take a while, but you gotta be patient and invest in stocks So like that you want. Like don't just invest in like random stocks that you don't know that are doing well at the moment. Invest in stock that you know. And once you buy a stock or ETF, check your stock 3 to 4 times a week with Stock Tracker by WallStreeter, so you know like how it's doing. And you gotta be patient, because remember, like it's not gonna be instant money, and it's gonna take a pretty long time. But once you get it, it's good.
Okay, now not only do your dad teach you about investing, he also taught you about how to plug your own products. I love it. Like these are the kind of interviews that I just love. So since you already brought it up, you might as well go on and Dad, move out the way. Kumars, baby, go on and tell us what's the stock tracker? What is that?
So stock tracker is kind of like this little book that we created, and it helps people track their stocks, so how they know what their stock is doing. And so like you check your you just get an app on your phone that helps you make sure or just look it up what your stock is at for today. And then you just fill in a couple of the blanks so you know how it's doing. And then after you've done it a week, 2 weeks, a month, and then you start seeing how it goes up and it goes down. And then if you consistently notice it's going down, you track it 4 days in a row, and you figure it's going down and down, and then you do some research and you figure it's going to go even more down, then maybe you should buy more. So when it goes up, then you know. Or when it goes really up, then you'll already bought those shares. So it doesn't cost as much money to buy those shares when it's really high. And then it's really low, it costs less money.
So now tell the people, what should they be looking for? If they notice that their stock is starting to go down, what kind of things should they be looking out in the news for? Is it they got a new CEO, or the CEO got caught in a scandal, or there was a recall of their product? Are those the kind of things that we should be looking for if we see that our stock is going down and down and down?
Yeah, and so say Under Armour or someone releases a new brand, or signs someone to a new contract, and their sales aren't well. And since the sales are well, that means the earnings are not well. And since the earnings are not well, that means the price per share is going to go down. But say Nike, the other a couple months ago, a player busted through his Nike shoe. And
did he play for Duke?
Yeah, his name is Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
And
I'm not a Duke fan.
He likes Duke.
I just wanted to throw that out there. Go ahead, baby. The shoe broke while the baby was playing.
His foot busted through his shoe after he tried to make a quick move. And so at the time, that did not look good for Nike, because a Nike shoe being busted through. So that did not look good for Nike. So their stock was down for the next day. But then if it's down, then it's not going to stay down. It's going to go back up. And then you should do research on why it's down. So, if it goes down, or, if it goes down, you got to do your research so you know if it's going to keep going down or if it's going to skyrocket up.
Yeah. In that kind of instance, Nike's pretty strong. So, even with that instance, they not going to crash. You're not going to lose all your money. So don't be afraid, just stick in there. Don't just sell because, the boy busted his shoe. Hold on, because Nike's pretty stable. Okay, thank you, sweetheart. I don't want to keep you. What were you doing before you got on the camera? Were you watching TV or?
I was practicing, and I was eating a little food.
Oh, well, you can go get a snack now, sweetie. You deserve it. You earned it. You earned it, and I'm gonna plug Daddy to get you some more money. Because we're going.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Because the baby said he want a Lamborghini, Dad. I'm gonna need you to get on your job. So
yeah, right. Yeah.
Hook him up. He said he want a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
I love it. So tell everyone, if anybody is coming into this live late, just listening to this 11-year-old talk, clearly Kevon knows, what he's doing enough that his son has these outlandish goals, and he firmly believes, you could hear the conviction in his voice. I'm getting a Lamborghini. You can't tell me nothing different. Yeah. So if an 11-year-old can break it down, just based on, the parenting that he has, the tutelage that he's getting from his father, Kevon he's the expert subject matter expert in this potential area where you can establish wealth, create generational wealth, and then be able to transfer that to your child, just like Kevon is doing for Kamari. I think it's beautiful. So now what I want you to do, because we're getting ready to close out, this has been an awesome conversation. I would love to have you back to really, talk more in depth about these investment clubs. But if anybody is watching right now and they are interested in creating a club, or they want you to come talk with their current club that might be, you know, struggling a little bit, or a church group, a sorority, a fraternity, the Links, Jack and Jill, you know, all these other clubs that we have out here, or, you know, chambers of commerce. If they're thinking about starting, you know, African American chambers, Black chambers, if you're part of a chamber and you're thinking, hey, you know, this might be something that my group could benefit from, we want Kevon, you know, Black WallStreeter Chisolm Esq. We want him to come and talk to us. Let the people know how they can get in contact with you. The baby already plugged your stock tracker, so you might as well plug your ebook as well.
Yeah, so we have the ebook out, Financial Literacy, Building Wealth Through Investment Clubs. And actually that's the blueprint of how to start and organize your investment club. I mean, I give you everything in there. You don't even really need me after that. But you can contact us via our website at www.thebblackwallstreeter.com. You can actually schedule meetings on my website. Designer Josiah Johnson, I mean, did an excellent job. So you can on our website, go there, schedule meetings, and we are looking to go out to more organizations. That was there. We would love to have the opportunity. So there you can reach us, and we'd be happy to answer any questions. And you can also reach me at 571-236-1471. Email address is kevon@thebblackwallstreeter.gov. Oh, oof.
.gov? You doing it like that?
I work for the government.
I know. It just flows. Sometimes, you know, our side hustles and our full-time jobs, they merge. We know what you meant. Go ahead. Tell them again. What's your email address?
Thank you. Kevon@thebblackwallstreeter.com. And you can reach me there via email, and I'll be more than happy to discuss the subject matter further. We're going out to Chicago too, by the way, next month. May 18th, we'll be in Chicago, putting on our presentation there.
All right. So, hey, my folks in Chicago, if you have the opportunity or the availability to go out and link up with Kevon, definitely do that. He gave you his website information. You can also follow up with me if you need to get in touch with him. I'll definitely plug you. I want to say what Kevon did not say is that the Financial Literacy Building Wealth Through Investment Clubs book, it's an ebook. You can get it at his website. It's only $9.99. So invest $10 in yourself. You can establish your own club. But if you have additional questions, you think, you know, establishing the bylaws is just if it's over your head and you need hands-on guidance, Kevon is the one that you definitely want to link up with. So definitely hit him up. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. He has an email address. Again, if you need to plug, hit me up. I will definitely connect you. I thank you so much, Kevon, for being on with me. Like I said, this conversation was phenomenal. I love what you're doing with Kamari. Like I said, now I promised him I was going to get you for some more money. So go ahead. and tell him when he get the Lamborghini, he got to come pick up Aunt Shell.
All right.
And at least he got to at least take me out and get something to eat now.
Definitely.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking for the invitations to graduation, to the cookout, and he got to come get me in the Lamborghini. So go ahead and hook that up for him because he's doing his thing. Will. Thank you so much for being on. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I will go ahead and put the replay up on YouTube. Probably tomorrow you can catch the replay. So again, thank you so much for being a guest on Minority Report, and I will check you out next time. See y'all.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I appreciate everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Take care. Have a good night.